shared any of it anywhere. Hey, I guess we've started. Me and Scott are back. I'm sharing Scott's screen because he got his colors back. You aren't supposed to share them, are you?
Um, well, I'm gonna work on my comic tonight, so
Okay.
we'll let the chips fall where they may.
I'm going to work with a big, giant, fat Sharpie and do some roughs with them, and then decide if I want to work on anything else based on that silhouette. And I'm looking for my little notes about what I'm. Oh, there it is. Have you ever seen Open Range?
Yeah, yeah,
Pretty good cowboy movie. I
it's
watched
a pretty
that
good
today.
cowboy movie. Is it
It,
Kevin Costner?
yeah, and
It's like a
what's
'90s movie, isn't it? Or
it's 2003, but that's still that seems like oh that's kind of recent. Hell, it's 18 years ago.
golly, yeah.
Time is flying by.
Yeah, I heard a thing the other day, and I'm going to butcher the dates, but it was like we in 1980 we were closer to Kennedy being, I think it was Kennedy being assassinated than we are to 1980 now, or something like that. I was like, what? What? Oh gosh.
Yeah. Time has marched through. Think of all the new generations. I don't even know their names and the order they go in.
Oh well. Okay, this will we'll put it in perspective. I celebrated. I say celebrated. I Yesterday was my 32nd year at my job. The 32nd anniversary was yesterday.
Oh, really?
I've worked
32nd.
there for 32 years.
Oh my goodness. Yep.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to kill me. God. I'm running 3 departments now, and it's a handful.
I guess I can't go full screen, or I can't see our people that drop in for like
Oh yeah, that's fine. They don't need to.
Zen Zoo tips, imaginary hat to all. You don't want your screen shared. It doesn't matter to me.
Well, you can share it, but I don't
Okay.
think you need to solo it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got it being the big thing, and since I expect to do less than sterling work at first anyway. I can stay small, and you can stay small because you're talking to the camera tonight, unless you think
Yeah.
you'd rather have your head big.
Nah.
Okay.
Wait. So are you seeing me and my screen?
Yeah. Both.
Oh, I didn't know you were doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was just my screen.
Nope.
Which, I mean, that's fine. That's no big deal. I got my Sherlock Holmes book in today.
What does that involve? I remember we had a little
Okay.
email back and forth about Sherlock Holmes.
So I recently decided I wanted to read Sherlock Holmes. I'm gonna take my shoes off.
Oh,
And
well, don't do that. Okay, never mind.
yeah, no, I have my shoes on all day. The I recently, so I read the first Lord of the Rings book. Hey, by the way, if you want that, I found my other copy. I told you I had 2 copies of the 1 volume edition.
Hmm.
If you still want it, I found it
You mean
yesterday.
it's all in one book? So it's
Yes.
actually page length is larger than the. Well, anyway,
Not just,
what is the subject and medium being used tonight? Well, it's jabber and more jabber.
yes.
I don't know where
I
I'm
was
using right now. I'm just doing like put an emphasis on knocking silhouettes out that might be interesting, and I might pick a pencil up after I do a few. We were just talking about drawing being measuring, and this this is good to get the eyeball going, measure a few things, and see if your legs are too long for your torso or whatever. Which is
Yeah, that's the and the bad thing is if that changes. I mean, it doesn't change, but I mean your ability to do that changes. I
yeah,
mean, if you're doing, I mean, one of the to me one of those helpful things was copying, because we talked about John Byrne, but copying, I mean, John Byrne's figures are a different proportion than you'll find in a figure drawing book. So if you're looking at a Loomis book with an idea that you want to draw like John Byrne, you're going to be
Yeah,
you're going to have to make some.
You probably wouldn't fit into comics, even though Kirby didn't go exactly too crazy with the 8-head figure. He had fairly often realistic.
Well,
proportions.
but I'm talking about more like with what I noticed with John Byrne is he draws huge rib cages on people.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't, the head because of that, the head is a little bit smaller than.
Yeah, it's going to seem that way. Yeah, Natasha International, Nasser, and Gene Hole, some big jerk. Man, we got a crowd tonight.
Yeah, we do have a crowd today. That's good. They're just in time to watch me. I'm going to work on this. I'm working on. I got in the colors for Heaven's Rejects, which if anyone that has watched this for very long at all has probably seen me slaving away on Heaven's Rejects. And so I have the colors, and so I'm going to be working on those tonight.
And you were
well. I say working on those. I'm going to
add the extra. You have to do it.
Do the lettering. Add the lettering to the colors is what I'm doing. So
I see that old CS2 opening up, and I had CS2 on the other old computer, and I just bought because I'm like a day away from going off of the cloud.
Oh, are you? Yeah. I don't like the cloud because I don't. If I did this stuff all the time, I would be like, yeah, I need to be on the cloud. I need to pay. Money for the cloud.
Yeah, see, I added it up, and $30 a month, that adds up, and and that may have even been like someone might hear $30 a month and ask me, how'd you get that discount? It may be higher than that.
And apparently, I don't have my letters on this. Well, that's no bueno.
You don't have your fonts on that?
No, I don't have my letters on this. Let me see.
You don't have your script in front of you, or what?
Well, no. My letters should have been. I don't know what's going on. I have my lettered files, but these are Illustrator files. That is weird.
But anyway, I went, as little money as I've got, I went ahead and spent $250 to buy Photoshop CS6, the last version you can get.
Oh, really?
Before they quit making the cloud. So I've got that installed now. And now.
God, it's $200?
Yeah, 200.
Holy cow!
More like $250. And
what? This is on my. I need to get this off my Dropbox. Sorry. So now you're saying now what?
Well, now I got that, but now I really want a better tablet and pen. I just got a new pen, which is helping me a lot, and I did a really. I liked it. Kind of digital painting recently, but I really want to up my game a little bit with just slightly better hardware,
Oh yeah.
I don't have a Wacom. I have I think it's called Huion.
Oh, a Huion?
Yeah, Huion maybe. And it's it's not as good. It's not got the sensitivity that you can fine tune. But it's pretty good, and I did adjust it a little bit, and I've got myself a shortcut so I can play with adjustments now, so I don't have to go for the search that I had to go through for figuring out how to adjust it.
Well, rats. I don't have. Well, maybe it's here.
Well, I saw this guy doing an animation with Procreate today, and it was like, well, he's a really good concept artist. He's one of these Dutch or Swedish concept artists that are just kick butt with just an iPad and Procreate.
Oh yeah.
And so he's also just as good at animation. And, you know, I've said this before. If you wanted to really get to where you nail down, I can't think of anything a comic artist more often thinks is challenging than being on model, saying, okay, this character has to look the same all the way through this thing I'm doing. And now what's more challenging than that? Well, you know, somebody that actually has done a ton of animation would just laugh at that idea. It's like, hey, I've got that out of my system. I can draw the same thing over and over. You know?
Yeah.
And this guy just he set his little reference up on this character alongside an animation, and did the most like full animation you can imagine of this old wino picking up a bottle, drinking it, taking a swig, and wiping his mouth off. And it was like 60 something frames you're watching this guy create right in front of your eyes. Of course, it's sped up, but it's like, oh my gosh, you want to go through the crucible and come out the end a different artist. Try to do some sort of animation like that, you know.
I am missing files.
Uh-oh.
Does
Does that mean you have to start over? Talking about
well, you know what, you
hard
say
work.
that, I'm missing all my ink. I'm missing all my, I don't know how I did that.
They're around, surely. Are you adding extra backup here and there on stuff you're doing? Oh man, this may be the most tragic thing anybody's ever seen on this show.
Wait a minute. Oh no, that's the TIFF.
Well, the TIFF is what you save it as, isn't it? The big one?
Well, but I need what I'm missing. Oh, hang on.
Hey, Nasser's mocking me, I can tell.
Mocking you or mocking? Yeah. Nasser should be mocking me. I'm the one that lost my stinking.
Well,
here we go. I found it. Okay.
Yeah, Nasser has to mock people. Everybody mocks him. He has to get back at them.
Okay, this is.
Tell us about the good old days. What was I talking about that made him think that or comment?
The problem is I don't have stuff. I don't have stuff organized is the problem. And I need to correct that.
This is an interesting question, Ellis. What mediums have you used? He saw a video of an artist that shattered glass with a hammer to make images. I have seen something like that myself, where a guy used like dynamite to drive things down into a sheet of metal, where you're going to get just totally unexpected results of like the material he's driving into it. That's welded in there after he's done with it. It's basically a new alloy by the time that charge goes off. And I thought, wow, that's kind of cool. It's thinking outside the box, you know, saying I need to work with dynamite for my. But in answer to your question, Nasser, he says he's not mocking me. I was serious. Okay. I want to hear about the old days. You know, Nasser is that rarity of a young guy that likes old stuff better than he likes new stuff. He likes his old movies. He likes the old classics. He's got me trying to track down Ace in the Hole, and I've got a friend, by the way, Nasser, that is.
Oh, is that his fault? You're looking for that?
Yeah, it's his fault. He started talking up his Criterion edition that he just got. I don't think he's seen it yet, because that's an interesting movie. Definitely, it's Kirk as a definitely not the good guy. You know, he's a guy that's should be have a good swift kick in his pants. He's basically I guess he'd have to be like a Jake Tapper to be a more reviled character nowadays, at least from the right. Yeah, I'll draw with a pencil. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, the mediums I've used. I've used quite a few, but I'm not. This is interesting because I just had what felt like a breakthrough with my last painting, and I realized today, and I'll put a link into today's video if you want to come back and check it out, of a guy that led me to think I have finally figured out how to work. And it's when you realize that working with like a big rake versus trying to get some fine-tuned oil brush in your digital, working with something as messy as a rake brush is what you want. And then you adjust that. You know, get something that looks straight away just like a messy stroke coming off the end of your stylus. Then you're forced to think like a painter. You're taking things, and in digital, so much easier to go back and use your eraser and your smudge and all that on that big, but on that big expressive stroke. So anyway, I'll share that link because I think that guy was great. I watched that kind of mesmerized today. And anyway, I've decided that I'm not ever going to be the guy that gets good at being the renderer guy in comics. I just can't make myself do it. It's way too much patience. Whereas doing a jokey type of concept art, yeah, I can do that. I can sit there with a digital painting and tell a joke with it that someone might want to see. Be more impressive.
Yeah, some of those guys that do rendering that is so nitpicky with it, like an Art Adams.
Yeah.
Those guys, I could see that not being there.
Yeah, I should say there are no rules. There is nothing that keeps my look that I produce. Well, heck, I put comic books out and I put them on Amazon. It's obvious I don't care what I manage to produce and offer it up to people as an acceptable notion of finish. Why not? It's like
I got to say, the lettering on this really, I think, helps.
Well, yeah. The moment you see that lettering on that, it's like, ooh, yeah, I'm reading a comic book now.
Yeah.
He doesn't have it yet. Okay, he ordered it. Okay, he hasn't got it yet.
Oh, yeah. Of course I haven't watched it.
That'll keep you from watching it. So like, okay, oh yeah, and I finally watched all of it, Ghost in the Machine. You know what? I thought that was pretty doggone good.
Not Ghost in the Shell, Ghost in the Machine.
Yeah, is it Ghost in the Shell? Yeah, you're right.
Which one? The animated one or the live action?
The live action Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
You're right. And the Scarlett Johansson.
Yep. I thought it was pretty decent too. It's unfortunate that they coming out of the gate, it was behind because of the controversy about.
Yeah, that's so dumb. That's so dumb. If someone is the person responsible for getting the whole mess greenlit because of their star power, you don't tear into them for not being the right ethnicity.
Yeah, that was kind of the thing because it never would have happened without her.
Yeah. It's like, hey, don't be a dummy. We want to see Scarlett Johansson run around in her skin-tight cyber suit. But I was surprised how many of the cartoon that I remember, and I didn't follow the story at all on the cartoon, so it amazes me that I remember all the scenes that they were faithful to. Like the big scene where she lands on the water while that they weren't faithful there. When she lands on the water when she's invisible in the cartoon, that puts up this big splash
Oh yeah, when she's running.
Yeah, this is I'm here. I'm invisible, but I'm here.
Yep.
And then the other thing that was good was the tank battle at the end, where she tears her own arms off. Spoiler alert. Yeah, that was cool. They had it in there. But like I say, my exposure to the story wasn't such that I could tell you if they followed the story at all. They obviously got the same shots out of it.
Yeah. I really liked that. I thought the anime was pretty good. I like the manga of that.
Oh yeah, I imagine they. Yeah. I think I've seen the manga a few times too.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, putting lettering on here really, I was talking about it looked really oversaturated. And it does got a look to it, but man, when you put all that white and the lettering on there, it breaks it up, I think, in a good way.
Well, yeah, and you were worried about the maybe the colors popping a little too much. That sets it back again because you've added a foreground color that it's mixing with, which happens to be white. So you are tinting all your colors in a way. The eye is mixing.
Anyway, so I got the color for anybody listening. I got the colors from the colors today. See, I mean, that page looks pretty, but I think like if I put the
Pizza Man.
Yeah, nah, who knows?
Call from University of
It's spam.
Yep.
Hello? Please leave a message.
There's no phone in my office. I'm in my wife's office, so that's where the computer's at. Yeah, see, that really breaks it up, I think.
Oh yeah.
I thought that orange in the background.
So you've got those balloons all ready to go, right? You don't have to do that.
Yep. So that makes. I'm surprised there wasn't anything. I need to put credits on here somewhere. And there's no credits in this book.
This makes me want to scan this before I destroy it, because my idea is I'm going to destroy it by going straight into it with a fat Sharpie, but I'm just going to go ahead and destroy. I'm going to decide.
Dude, I filled out an entire sketchbook one time by only using a Sharpie.
Yeah.
It looked, I mean, I just was like, I was just in a thing where I just drew with Sharpies.
Yeah, it's great. It's good for silhouettes and good for making you commit.
Oh yeah. In fact, what's funny is in my regular sketchbook lately, I've switched up to where I'm drawing in ink for some reason.
Oh yeah, no. That's I can't think of a better thing for you, Scott. That's a good way to get a little get that brain working on that what you set down.
Yeah. Not my brain.
Let's see. Okay, let's see something else. Well, open range. Yeah, I caused some people to react to that on Twitter, and they mentioned Kevin Costner movies. You realize I still haven't seen Dances with Wolves, and now that I've
never seen it.
Oh, you've never seen it either, huh? I thought you were giving me grief for not having seen it.
Nope, not me. Somebody else.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna check it out now that I know I can stand almost 3 hours worth of Kevin Costner, which he tends to go long form anyway. Postman, Waterworld, all his movies are deluxe length, and that's good or bad. I know I wouldn't want to watch anything but the 5-hour version of Once Upon a Time in America by Sergio Leone. I wouldn't want to see the short version. It's a movie that if you leave out what they leave out in the shorter version, it's like, oh man, I miss all that stuff.
Yeah. So speaking of that, one of my coworkers today was talking about Titanic, And I said, "Oh, I've never seen it." And then I mentioned that I did own the Blu-ray. And so she was like, "I can't believe you haven't seen it." And then she reminded me that it was 3 hours. And I'm like,
that's what keeps
that's
you.
why I haven't seen it.
But you're ready to it doesn't take long sitting still for Titanic to get pretty wrapped up in it.
Yeah,
Well, for one thing, it's got the gimmick. It's like, okay, we know where this is going.
Yeah, that's the thing I told her. I said, "Well, I know how it ends."
Yeah, I know how it is. Spoiler alert.
Yes, the boat sinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to see it for this and that.
Yeah. When we toured Paramount, one time we were in California, we toured Paramount Studios, and the whole thing was about the Titanic.
Well, I know Waterworld turned into more of a popular thing as part of the park's attraction.
Oh yeah, Universal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I've seen the Waterworld show at Universal. Is there not a gunfire sound effect here? That needs a gunfire sound effect.
You know what? You start working on comics, and you realize, man, I got lazy and don't have a sound effect here.
I know. It's like, did I screw up? Is that in the script?
No, I did that on some of this iPad stuff. It's like I need to go back and yeah. Zinzu is native. What does that mean? I liked him, Robin Hood and the Untouchables. Yeah, the Robin Hood, he gets grief for that. I don't know what it was. Costner just automatically got grief during what should have been his like peak era. He was being bankrolled, but it's weird. Everything that came out, he was getting grief for it from, it seemed like, the majority of the press. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, that's my impression. Maybe that's just my impression. But I remember, I guess the first thing I saw him in was his movie Fandango, which he's probably as charismatic in that as in anything he ever did. He's pretty funny in that.
Now you're going to see my CS2 version of Illustrator.
I see it.
You will. It's opening. I'm trying to figure out. I say it's opening. Should be opening.
Well, that came out very unspecial. I'll try to do better.
I'm trying to figure out if I did forget a sound effect on that page.
Nothing kind of like, because a sound effect is such a anime kind of energy addition to something. If something is missing sound effects, it's like, it needs it.
Yeah, well, and there were pages. Even if he didn't put one on there, I think I'm going to add one. I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
If I can find one to steal from somewhere.
Well, that's it. I guess if you were following the script and it didn't say sound effect, you're perfectly justified in leaving it out.
Oh, look at this. I don't have. Okay, it's not 6, it's 7. Well, and the way I did this. Yeah, I don't have a sound effect on here. Let's see if I can.
What's the status of like the Fantastic Four in terms of like who does it next? Is it still a Fox property, or does it?
No, I think it's been reverted to Marvel, dude.
Okay. Oh, you mean so it's not even? It hasn't made its way over to Disney or anything. It's still kind of like not in the hands of the people you're used to making your Marvel movies.
I need a sound effect here.
Uh-oh.
I'm missing some sound effects.
I'm trying to draw the thing. Always a challenge.
Hmm.
Oh, I saw something you would like. There's something on Prime. I think it's Prime. No, you know what? It was on Netflix, so you can't watch it.
Nope.
It was what was it? Well, I'm not going to be able to bring the title back in my, but it was all about the Chinese, the Hong Kong kung fu craze that erupted after Enter the Dragon and that whole era of all the ones that were inspired by Bruce Lee, all the semi-black exploitation. And you know what? There's something about being in an era where the excitement is so in the air, the zeitgeist. You had all these interviews that were going on in this show. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You could always experiment. Yeah, that's digital. um, if you don't, you could see if it adds anything to it.
Oh, with the sound effects?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I was like, are you talking to me?
I think
There is no sound effects on these.
Yeah,
Well, that's good. That means I didn't screw up. Except I think there's one here.
Well, I had a pretty good thought going, and then I clicked on that and I just blanked. Oh, well. I think it was a good thought. I want to have you bring up that John Byrne thing. I want everybody to look at that thing I was criticizing as being bad burn art. Burn art.
My computer may rebel.
Oh, that's all right. If you can't do it.
I got a lot of stuff open.
Yeah, you got. I choke when Photoshop.
Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, everybody, look at that. See that Wolverine in the second panel? Look at that. It's to me.
That panel.
Yeah, that panel.
Yeah, there. But he's showing that's Magneto. He's
showing he took
twisted his body.
Yeah, exactly. But
it doesn't work. I mean, it's wonky looking.
Well, yeah, it's wonky. It's the volume he's got him in. It just doesn't look quite right. He doesn't have his bounding box figured out for that torso. And
so, but I'll show you a good panel.
It's clobbering time. That's what I need to say out loud to myself as I do this.
It's clobbering time. Are you drawing the thing?
Yeah, trying to.
Oh, since we're talking about John Byrne has a good single-page illustration where he breaks down the thing. I thought this was pretty good.
Well, yeah. Just the. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a big old splash page. I can't draw that large, 11 by 17, that big. I can't do that.
Well, it's not a splash page, half a page, but yeah. So if you let's see if I can find it.
That is so funny. So it's funny to criticize somebody like John Byrne. Of course, he gets it done all the time. Someone that.
Oh, sure.
Can't do half of what he can do. So,
absolutely. Right here. This is what I'm.
Saying, look at that. Look how flawed that is. Look at that flawed art by John Byrne.
So this is what I'm talking about, Ellis.
Oh yeah. That's a nice way to go. Yeah.
He's got the notes about the proportion.
Excellent. Yeah, you'll have to send me that JPEG.
Well, the only problem is this is a small one. You might want to find
that's all right. That's all right. Just as long as it's got the information.
Search for John Byrne thing.
Okay.
You should be able to find it. The big thing about it.
Just make sure safe search is on.
Yeah, that's the most important part.
Yeah.
I would think that would be more readily available than that.
Let's see. You've got a request here.
I do.
Oh, yeah. What's this? I don't know. John Byrne had a stretched out Wonder Woman in one of my TPB.
Trade paperbacks.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Scott, can you blow up that script for a sec? I wanted to see my art when I was younger was writing poetry and short stories. Ina
Yes.
Ninatowski talked a bit.
Don't steal it.
That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Go ahead, Scott. Get it stolen.
I don't know what they want to see.
He could go right into it. I don't know either. I've got it as big as I think I can make it.
Yeah, this is pretty standard format.
Oh yeah. Format can be something that a script in a comic book is like what's happening. So that's the imagery that's happening. Balloons, captions, and that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah,
account for that. You're writing a script.
Yeah, I think Greg was a little more verbose because he was writing it for me.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of
in terms of like,
I need some sound effects. Oh, I don't know what that's no good.
What happened? Oh, it looks like the line art isn't on top of the colors.
That is no good. You know what?
You inverted your line art.
I don't think that one's flattened. This is the problem.
Okay.
I need something there, and I need something there. Let's see. That's page 7.
Yeah, that thing head is what I really need to get right.
Yeah,
I'm doing wrong.
Oh, there. Okay, there's a sound effect there. Okay. But I
kind of like that bullet head of his. It's a great idea. It's kind of like a big mushroom cap instead of the big eye ridge.
Oh yeah, he's got that was a little bit different head on the thing than like the Kirby version. He kind of he kind of streamlined it or something.
Yeah, that's something that Kirby could make himself simplify, because you see it when he's freelancing for that short time. He was doing a little bit of comic freelancing when he moved to California, or comic. I mean, cartoon.
Now, why did it mess up my? That's weird because it's fine here.
Why was your line art white?
Yeah. I thought it was because I'd saved the layers maybe, but I hadn't.
I thought you'd hit invert or something on the layer,
No.
There we go. That's a little better.
That's frustrating. Okay, so I had to redo a couple of the pages. I think
it'll be better.
Oh, Ellis.
Well, that's what happens when you dip back into something that's kind of complicated with as many files as you've got. You got to reorient yourself.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
What else have I seen recently that's was pretty good? Oh, I'm watching Shit's Landing, which is a Netflix series.
I've seen some of that. I can't make myself like it though.
I didn't get into it in terms of like allowing myself to like it for ages, and then I started on it, and it's like it brought back just a lot of nostalgia for that great old SCTV show, because they've got they got Levy and Catherine O'Hara, and then I realized it was news to me, even though, I should have been able to see the resemblance, but that's his son playing his son in
Oh
the
gosh.
show. And it's he's a pretty funny character. And the script, that's what really wins you over. It's they write some funny jokes in it. But and like I said, Catherine O'Hara, I haven't laughed so hard at just some dumb comedy. I can't remember when. I was just sitting there chuckling for about a minute solid at the end of one of the shows. She's drunk, trying to film a commercial, and she just does a solid, 20 seconds of outtake reel bloopers, not getting it right, and just going from one to the next, getting this name of the guy that's underwriting the commercial.
Dang it.
Getting it wrong. And it's like, okay, now you've destroyed me. Thank you. Let's see what I get when I draw this. Yeah, good old SCTV. That made me want to. That one's kind of broad. Oh well, it's all right.
Well, shoot, Ellis, it's still screwed up.
Well, like I say, hey, I wish I could make that bigger myself. Hey, get real close on it. Zoom in. Let us look at it.
Like
I'll
the
explain it
line.
to you. What you've done, it looks like to
wonder-
me, is you've got Control I. You accidentally hit that. Hit Control I on that layer, and it'll be just fine.
This is not in Photoshop.
Oh, it's not.
No.
Well,
I think-
maybe while she was flattening it, she thought seeing it in white
Well,
would
but
show her the things.
no. Here's the colors.
Got to go, guys. Peace. Yeah.
Oh, no, the
You're a
colors.
busy guy, Nasser.
Why are the
Get on
colors
another
messed
streaming
up?
show. Good to see you. Yeah, it is cool how writing has its own mediums with formats and style. Yeah, and you see that, and don't be stultified by thinking format first. Just get it down, write it. Don't worry about whether you're getting the format right. Get the story first. Because that's what everybody will be reacting to, whether or not you told a story. And it's amazing the power of story. Like right now, I was watching Altered Carbon, and I've already decided it's really not even worth starting on, but now I've started on it. Now I've got to finish what I've decided is probably not all that great a show.
Well, rats. Something's going on, Ellis. I'm about to do some research. Because now they're all showing up like that.
What? You've got some big layer problem.
Well, but that's the thing is she sent me a TIFF. There's no layers in anything she sent me.
Your TIFF can have layers.
Good point.
See if she sent you something with layers in it.
Nope.
Oh.
Oops. Okay. Well, when I open it up in Photoshop, it looks fine. Must be the way I'm saving it. I guess. I don't know.
Looks fine when you open it in Photoshop, you say.
Yes.
It's interesting. You'll kick yourself when you solve it, I'm sure.
Oh, I will. You got that right.
Sorry, I don't mean to leave these captions up for overlong, but sometimes my mind wanders and I start drawing. And so true. The story is the main thing. Yep. Story. I was thinking about output. All these people that, you get a goal of saying something like, I will do a 500-page graphic novel. And then you do 5 pages and you lose your enthusiasm for it. What you got to do is you got to be more like a Scott Adams and do a 3 panels a day kind of output. And then when you go in the library and look at Scott Adams on the shelf, he's got a yard of hardcover books out that would amount to about 20 graphic novels. So, there's the turtle winning the race on that. Just get that couple of panels done a day. And if you do it for a year, you've got a graphic novel. Don't worry about some big goal. Just like everybody's saying, and of course Adams is the biggest advocate of it. I think actually claims that.
Hey, Ellis.
Yeah.
You don't think saving it with alpha channels on would make a difference?
Without the channels on, because the channels would influence whether or not there was a channel that was masking that black. Yeah. Try it without. Yeah, probably would.
Okay.
Maybe. See what happens. So you're trying to send something on to them that has got. See, I'm trying to draw too much muscle on the thing. He's got to just be a shape.
I don't know if that did it, but it's fixed.
There you go.
Just for my own sanity, I'm gonna try it with. I'm gonna turn it on and see if that makes a difference.
Boy, that's
doesn't appear to make a difference.
Okay.
Oh well. It's fixed, so fixed is fixed, right?
Yep. This is where having reference is a big help. I shouldn't have just started in on this. I saw the.
What are you working on? I want to see what you're working on.
Oh, I'm doing a big drawing of the thing for no good reason. I can make myself big here if you want me to. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
So here we go. There you go. See that?
Oh yeah, that's cool. I think you're
kind of a cool pose. I got his head too small. You can see that now by looking at it on my monitor. I can't see it right in front of me, but I can see it on the monitor because it's a little thumbnail.
I think you want it with the black in there, leave alpha on. Okay. I don't know what's going on. I wouldn't think it'd make a difference because it's flattened, but Ellis, I think one of the problems is he's got a neck. If you look at that thing, it says don't draw him with a neck.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, no neck.
Which is wonky, but
no, it's necessary. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is like, no pun intended, but
I think I'll just ditch it. It was fun to try to draw the thing. I'll do something else. I'll get a big old number 10 pencil or something here, or 10B rather.
I was going to say number 10.
I don't have one handy. That's all right. Drawing all that detail is going to be as tedious as drawing Spider-Man. Yeah, you've got to. That's another thing when you simplify. I was thinking about how good Bruce Timm manages. He's probably the best at channeling Kirby, but at the same time, he's pumping Kirby up quite a bit with what he knows about appeal, pushing straights, and good silhouette. Kirby, you know, that like I say, I'd love to had a big long form video of him drawing a page, but Kirby gives you the impression that silhouette every now and then played a role in what he was up to, but mainly it was about starting on the left and finishing on the right. You know, he just tore into it and used that ability. What do you call that when some maestro can play off the top of their head music?
Oh, I think with him is a little muscle memory and
Yeah. And plus, yeah, like an egg in a nest. Yeah, you're right. It's just there. It's just it emerges from the torso.
okay, did it again. God, pisses
You
me
did
off.
it again.
God, I did everything the same.
So the file you're trying to pass on is doing that to you.
Yes. Tiff. God, pissing me off. This is the kind of stuff that drives me
Well, sure.
ape.
But you're importing these like one tip at a time.
Yes.
Let's make Scott's screen big here and look at it.
So what I'm doing,
Show me your while I've got you big while I'm looking at
she
you.
has sent me.
Tips.
Now, see, here's what's driving me crazy. Now her pages.
Yeah, her thumbnails are showing up. You know what? I just wonder if it's not you are using your hardware a little hard right now. I wonder if it's just
Okay.
flipping out on you. Close something. Go ahead. Yeah. You probably have to close this. No.
Well, I mean, it could be.
Yeah, I was looking at some of that Heritage Auction full-size art the other day. It's like, ooh, yeah, get me in close to that line work. What happened?
Do what?
Oh, you closed your screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no reason for people to watch you struggle with that.
God, I know. It's like,
it makes you look like a newbie. No, I'm kidding.
all these files are, when I look at them, see, they're doing that. I think it's something she did.
Well, it's something she did that you're shaking hands with her, and who knows, it might be version related. You know, she may be, she's no doubt probably got a newer version of Photoshop than you.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's a TIFF. It shouldn't matter.
Well, like you say, all those attributes could still be in place with a TIFF. There could be a channel thing that's going on with what she sent you that, I don't know. Send me one of them, but they're huge, aren't they? Every one of them's huge.
Like 10 meg.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I could look at it.
God, this is so frustrating because it's like it's. Well, wait. I think I fixed 3. Did I fix 3? Yeah, 4, 3. See, 1 and 2 are fine. 6 is fine. 7 is fine. So, but I can't fix 4 and 5. I'm doing something that's fixing it when I take it into Photoshop. I don't know what.
I got that Bruce Timm art book, The Big Keys. Yeah, he does nice girly art. Yeah. Yeah, all Scott's problem making me want to stick to traditional art. Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. I completely agree.
No, you can go mad. You can spend your day
Can you imagine
chasing down tech issues?
I can't imagine if I lettered for a living.
Yeah.
I'd be going, there goes my rent. You know?
Mm-hmm. Lot
Oh,
of-
you know
lot-
what? Let me try something. Here's what I need to try, I think.
learn to curse. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to not curse.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like that'll teach you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let me try this a different way. There may be a better. Maybe what I need to do is slide the colors into my Photoshop file. You know?
I'm not sure. When I see that, I think of a layer as your line layer. It's either went missing, but that
Oh,
doesn't
that's
seem
one
likely. It turned white on you because otherwise you'd see the not sloppiness, but the the freedom the colorist has behind that layer.
You're right. Something is. You're right. It's the layer that I sent
Mm-hmm.
her. It's my inks.
Which she has no. She may have what I do with ink layers is I always color behind it. I always have it in where the alpha is locked, so I can color behind that, and I won't mess up your inks.
Maybe she did. That's a weird way to do it. Typically, colorists would multiply that if they
Yeah,
set.
multiply it down, but I think it's so much more versatile because she can do the versatile thing of with the transparency locked. She can go to your line art and make a line very easily, red or whatever, a different color than black. What do you call that? A color hold. And
You can do that with multiply. But you had to make a second layer. Sure. Yeah.
it's just easier if it's just all the line art up on its own layer, but you're not seeing that. You're seeing all one layer. But like I think Gene said about maybe sending you something with the alpha still working and you want it off, then I don't know.
That fixed that. I don't know what's going on, but that fixed it.
Okay.
So
What'd you do?
I put the Photoshop. I took her colors and put it in my Photoshop file.
Okay.
So whatever she did,
Got ignored
got ignored. Yeah.
by your Photoshop. Okay.
So I mean that works. It's kind of a weird workaround because I have to, which I mean, I'm fine with,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a weird workaround because my files are gray, so I got to make them CMYK.
The 94 Shadowrun game, I don't think I did the cover for that. I did artwork in it. In
You
the
did
game.
artwork in Shadowrun?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Which edition is that? I have
Sega Genesis.
Oh, the cartridge, not the tabletop.
The ancient version. Yes.
I thought you meant the tabletop game.
Yeah. No. Yeah. He apparently found my credits on IMB or Internet Movie Database or something.
Hey,
I don't think I'm credited anywhere with the cover.
Before we met, there was the comic book get together here, and I remember seeing your credits, and I was like, "Who is this guy? What in the world?"
Yeah, that Internet Movie Database.
You're pretty impressive on that.
It almost auto-filled on a few things that I was kind of surprised. It's like, hey, I didn't put my name up. It's like, how did that fill in like that? I don't know if somebody else is submitting me or if the algorithm is at work on me. I don't know. Well, it's nice though. to look at it and say, hey, look at that. How'd that happen?
I think this is the page, even though, good grief, it's page 5. Do we want to put credits on page 5? That seems way in the book. Okay.
Yeah. In terms of like Zinzu, I was back in the day of the Sega Genesis, and I had a few credits that, I'm modest about it because when you are a cog in that kind of game assembly, and you are feeling your way every day in terms of like maybe you aren't at your best or whatever, it's hard to remember yourself as being a big deal. It's I think back on Blue Sky, and I think of, well, let's see, Doug was also there, and like I say, Doug was kind of more like the star kind of guy, and I was just the cog. And then also in terms of like a guy that naturally has a little bit of an inferiority complex. You're also around the fact that you're around the programmers who are only about 10 times more important than you in terms of like the game getting done, or it feels that way, And then there's also these other guys. You're also surrounded by a lot of other artists that are doing stuff you can't do. That's the deal. You specialize in games, and it's like, oh, I can't do that. Do I have to learn how to do that? And you'll constantly you'll have something to freak yourself out about every day.
Well, didn't you kind of run into, didn't you kind of run into that where you were between editions? I mean, not editions, but like
I was in between, platforms.
Hardware.
I started on arcade games, which was Dragon's Lair. We didn't do Dragon's Lair. That's Don Bluth did the artwork for that. But the company I worked for put out the arcade games. And it's funny, arcade games, you think, how do they make their money? Well, you go to Vegas and you sell them to people for $2,000 a cabinet.
Yeah.
And then you multiply that times, when 20,000 people want your cabinet, you've made some money, And I may be under remembering how much they asked for those cabinets.
I was reading. It's ironic you say this. Can you see my screen? See me?
Yeah.
You see the book I was reading last night?
The Ultimate History of Video Games. How about that?
And they said Dragon's Lair. I'm not going to be able to find it. Dragon's Lair. It's ironic that you talk about this.
Yeah.
Dragon's Lair. There were $4,500 a piece. Those
I was going to say I was going to upwardly revise it to 5,000. Yeah.
And they sold. Hang on. Let me see if I can find it in the index.
Then we'll do the math.
And yeah, well, I think it. Literally, I was reading this last night.
It's kind of interesting, serendipity or whatever you call it.
Dragon's Lair. Okay, due largely to the public fascination with new technology, Dragon's Lair was an immediate and profitable hit. Cinematronics sold more than 16,000 Dragon's Lair machines for an average price of $4,300.
16,000 times 4,500. I'll do the math real quick.
Yeah, 4,300.
4,300.
Coleco purchased the home rights to the game, giving Cinematronics an additional $2 million.
Wow.
So $2 million just for the home rights.
That turns out to be $6,880,000 for those cabinets that they sold. That would make your. That's what was great about Leland Corporation. They had some deep pockets by that point. You're telling who bought them. There's a Texas oil guy that bought us, and it became Leland Corporation. And the main thing I remember about Leland was when you went to Vegas for those shows, if you see Leland at the craps table, you are absolutely not to bug him.
Wait, was he the owner, you said?
Yeah, he was. And he rarely ever visited. He stayed in Texas. And
I would say a good rule of thumb is if you ever see your boss at a craps table,
that's right.
Don't bother him.
Because the moment
the moment
you bug him
he'll
and
lose.
he comes out with craps, you are he's going to remember that. He's going to associate you with that. Yep.
Bad luck. You're bad mojo.
Yep. Craps, you lose. And then he looks up and sees you waving at him. Yep.
Sorry, I'm texting the writer.
I believe you're right, Jinju. The price to pay those particular cabinets was when they changed from not being strictly a quarter. They may have been one of the first ones to get 2 quarters out of you.
I think they were 50 cents, man.
Yep.
I remember the 7-Eleven that we hung out with at the 7-Eleven that we hung out at had one, and I rarely played because one, it was expensive.
Yeah. And missing that first decision gate. And
it was deadly.
Yep. No, I never got into it. I loved watching people. It's like nowadays, I like going on YouTube and watching people do walkthroughs for me. I don't want to play those games. I can't do it. I don't have the patience for it. I'll go watch the experts. Are you looking something up or what?
I'm texting the writer about credits. Okay. Sorry.
That's all right. Make sure you get his name right. He'll probably appreciate that.
Well, we've been texting off and on since Saturday. So,
Yeah, I didn't draw worth a damn tonight. But that's all right. I did 2 days ago. I did like I say, this painting that made me say, "Hey, all right, I'm getting somewhere. I'm learning. I did something right." Made me want to instantly do another one. I need to reinforce it with another something I like.
I agree.
Yeah. I get because a muscle can only pull. Your muscles can't push. So I got mystified. I thought, how are the muscles that I know are opening my jaw doing that job by pulling? So they're arranged, in such a way that there's almost kind of like a wrap going on, to where when they do their pulling, they're basically pulling around a
pulley.
Yeah, a pulley. Yeah. And it's hard to visualize. You look at that muscle and you look at the skeletal structure and you go,
I got this book in there.
Oh, look at that.
I got Ray's Anatomy. If someone goes to my YouTube site, they
here, I'll make you big. I think
if you go to my YouTube channel, I did a review of this. But this is a pretty good book. I've only had it since Saturday. But I'm trying to find. There's a picture in here that.
Yeah, show it off. You're big now. I'm going to go get my book and I'll share it.
Okay. Well, I can't find him anyway. Go to my YouTube channel, and you can see my review of Ray's Anatomy. Ray Bustos is a instructor who did instructions at the New Masters Academy, which is an online art school. I recommend it, but it's expensive. It's $400 or $500 a year, which isn't a lot, but it's not chump change either. But I recommend the book, and I recommend that Ray's Anatomy.
Oh yeah. Okay, you want to see mine?
Yes, I'll have to. So, Okay. Oh, you got the framed ink.
Yeah. Let's have.
What do you think? Is it
I
cool?
loved it. I loved it. It's framed ink too. Well, you know what? Today, and I didn't do it. I was going to commit almost all my day today with reading this thing.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I've already paged through it once, and the guy, he's got something going on because that's quick, direct inking that is just so. You look at that and you go, well, that's the Kniff influence there. That looks so much like Milton Kniff.
He's probably doing it with a Sharpie.
He might be. Yeah, and this one it had the big emphasis.
Wait, what is all that? What's that thing on the left there where it says release space?
Oh, what is it? Release?
Or is there,
I don't know. I haven't read it yet.
oh gosh.
He's he's talking. It's mainly about composition.
Oh.
And so he's see there.
Well, that's the first. It's not about inking.
No. It's
That's the most bizarre thing because it's framed ink, but it's not about inking. It's about,
well, I think the important word is the frame of it.
Yeah.
It's like if you want
Like
your
comic
art within a frame, it's like here's some things to think about.
yeah.
Composition flow, the basics. That's probably what I need.
Well, shouldn't the basics be an issue or in book one?
Well, book one.
I think I have it downstairs.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. It is
Yeah.
beautiful.
I have. Let me see if I can find it. I have a comic book that guy did.
Look at that. He gives you exercises. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I may have to do this. But, obviously he's a guy that he's never going to have a hard time getting a job. He's, in fact, his curse is, hey, have you got time for me? He's always having to put people
So I got
on hold.
Have you
Okay,
seen
let's
this?
have a look. Got to get you back so I can do this. Solo layout. Trail of Steel. Oh, by this artist.
It's his comic book.
Cool. He's probably taken a lot of stuff for that framed ink out of this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
like, why reinvent the wheel? Just take your art that you've already done and write about it.
Yeah, I kind of got that impression. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's been a while since. Oh, it's a Spanish thing. I mean, like the Spanish Inquisition in 1441 or whatever.
Right. Hey, Scott, we have gone 1 hour, 12 minutes.
Yep, I kind of need to go. I gotta. The writer wants me to send him some stuff.
Okay. Well, we'll say goodbye to all our audience. Thanks, everybody that's hung with us.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening or watching.
Natasha, Gene Hull. We'll see you.